We all know that usually this is when, COVID, other viruses, the flu, etc., kind of kicks into gear. And it's definitely there to slow us down. It's meant to redirect us. It's there for a purpose. It's there for a reason. It's not just happening, oops, it was an accident, and this is just happening because there's an actual reason for it. So as we move forward into the fall and into the winter, things start to slow down a bit, and they can. And that will also allow what to happen? So when we slow down a bit, society slows down, okay? Then that allows the energy to step forward and flow through us and work on us more. So it actually Hi, everyone. I'm coming on live in my group, Intuitive Angel Messages, through Facebook. And I'd like to talk about a few different things coming up. First, I'd like to talk about the energy and what we can expect coming through the fall into winter, as far as ascension waves and incoming energy, moments where we might feel like resting quite a bit. Versus, like I said previously in the previous broadcast, the ebb and flow. So some of us might be feeling more of an ebb, and some of us are feeling like a flow or an opening of energy to get moving, taking action, get going, okay? And depending on what is necessary or what is needed in your life, you're going to feel one or the other. But let's talk about, I suppose we could say, the ebb and flow of the collective consciousness as we move forward through the fall into the winter, okay? So I thought that would be a brilliant thing to touch base on so we know what to expect and what is coming. And after that, we're going to be touching base on what happens between you and your pet energetically as you connect with your pet. That's what I would like to talk about. Okay, so I've just refreshed the page so I can see myself and I can see the comments. There we go. And so let's talk a bit about what's going to come up in the fall and into winter, okay? We all know that usually this is when COVID, other viruses, the flu, etc., kind of kicks into gear. And it's definitely there to slow us down. It's meant to redirect us. It's there for a purpose. It's there for a reason. It's not just happening, oops, it was an accident, and this is just happening because there's an actual reason for it. So as we move forward into the fall and into the winter, things start to slow down a bit, and they can. And that will also allow what to happen? So when we slow down a bit, society slows down, okay? Then that allows the energy to step forward and flow through us and work on us more. So it actually forces us to slow down so that the energy can be more impactful and work on us, okay? So if we were go, 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 and ignoring a lot of things like we were previously to the last 2 years, it doesn't make it as easy for them to redirect us and work on us energetically. So coming through the rest of October, what can we expect? More of the same. It's collectively more of an ebb, although some of you are experiencing more of a flow. So not much resistance, and you're actively stepping forward and feeling like participating, feeling like getting out there, feeling like taking action steps, okay? So that's what's happening for the rest of October. Now, like my guardian angel Agnes is saying, just because we're talking about the collective being this way doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be this way through this timeline. So the rest of October, we can expect more of an ebb or a hanging back, okay? More resting, more relaxing, more decompressing. We don't really feel like fixating on taking action or doing things. So as we move into November, she's showing me like a shift in gears. So I'm in a car and I'm shifting gears now. Now I'm moving. Where are we going? Where are we going collectively in the month of November? Okay, we're going up in frequency. So we will be slowly permeated. She's showing the entire planet slowly getting permeated with white light, source frequency. So is this what we would call an ascension wave? Because I'm not seeing it wash over the planet like a wave. I'm seeing a purposeful surrounding of the planet and permeating the planet, directly impacting. It's not a wave washing over. It is a deep sinking in of light frequency surrounding the planet. That's exactly what it is. So we can, it is still a part of ascension. It is meant to lift and raise our frequencies, but we wouldn't call it a wave per se, rather than a deep, she's talking about it being a deep penetrating frequency, altering the masses and the earth herself. So that would be the masses being us, everybody on the planet's back, and the planet herself. Okay, so let's see what else she wants to say about how long is that going to go on in November, and when can we expect that's right as we go into November, like November 1st. This is slowly going to permeate and wash over the planet. And then how long is that going to go on for? She kept doing this 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and now she's doing it again. So 2 weeks. So real deep energy permeating the planet for 2 weeks into November. And then the last 2 weeks of November, she's talking about it coming down and subsiding, more resting at the end of November. Okay, and then as we move into December, it's still resting as we go into December. And I'm seeing around 2.5, 3 weeks into December is when, well, what she's calling it is the Christ consciousness picking up around that timeline, because that's what humanity sees as being the birth of Christ. So therefore, that's when the energy comes in. And that's also when most of us are resting. We're doing a lot of resting. We're taking time off. We're being with family. We're decompressing. So that's what's happening around that timeline in December. So while we're resting, while we're taking time off, everybody knows it. And they take that as an opportunity to wash us, or if you want to call, infuse us with the Christ consciousness energy. And how I see that energy is more gold rather than white. I'm sure there's white there. I'm just seeing that energy being gold. All right, so that's what we can expect coming up, okay, through the next 3 months, or I should say 2.5 months. I guess we're almost at the half. We're moving in directly towards the middle of October. But October, surprisingly, is a real rest time, whereas usually it's go, go, go. In my previous years, it's much more active, but it's not this time. And I've really noticed that myself. Collectively, it's much slower, taking it easy. It's just a slower pace in my day-to-day life. So that's kind of interesting. However, when I did the last video, a lot of people were saying, oh, it's a flow time for me. I am going, I am doing, I am moving. So that might be also what's happening to you, because that's what's needed, right? That's what's needed in your life, okay? Versus what's happening collectively on the globe. Okay, so, whew, that was a lot. So let's shift gears and move into what happens between you and your pet when you're together. Is it just everybody having a pina colada on a beach and not much happening? I don't think so. So there are many things that take place when we are close to our pets, okay? The pets, the animals are here on Earth for multiple different reasons. And it's not always just to spoil them rotten and to feed them treats and give them belly rubs and brush their hair. Although a large part of me wishes that that was the case, but it's not, okay? That's not the only reasons why they're here with us. So part of what happens is similar to when we have children. This is what I channeled previously, okay? So when you have your pet, there's a lot of similarities that happen when you have a child. And we see them as like your fur baby, your little one, the one you want to spoil rotten, right? What I channeled previously is, as far as what happens with your pet being similar to having a child, is an instinct kicks in. Okay, so intuitively knowing what is needed and exactly what your pet needs. So there's that intuitiveness that comes to the forefront, and that heart space that comes to the forefront when you're connecting with your pet. So some of these changes include what transpires in the mind, okay? What takes place in the heart or the heart space. And also, I guess we could call it energetically, or could we call it spiritually? There's certain things that transpire through you and your pets, and also around you energetically. And this is easily seen by us guardian angels when you are having a close connection, embrace with your pet. Isn't that cool? So cool. So definitely, like, there's times even when I'm doing remote viewing during a reading and I'm looking over and I can see a pet still hanging out in a house. And the person's telling me, I know I have spirit in my house. I know there's something happening in my house. And there's multiple energies. So I have a look and I see 3 energies that used to work the land. They used to do farming. They used to cultivate the property. She lives out on a farm and they've got overalls on. And I see overalls and I see a wide brimmed hat on one of them. And I'm seeing 2 males and a female. And then I see a black dog, about medium sized, like it's fairly large. So I tell her I see 4 energies and I explain what I'm seeing. And she goes, that's exactly what I pick up on. And that is my dog that is here. And she was wondering if her dog was still with her on the property, and the dog was, and it was not going anywhere. So it was having a good time hanging out with the souls that used to farm the land long ago. So, you know, just because we cross over doesn't necessarily mean that we want to leave Earth. Some of us want to stay. Some of us want to come back and help by bringing our light frequency here and just participating and helping out. So we just come back to be a helping hand. And many of us, I would say the mass majority of us, cross over. And so that's usually what I see. But if I were to say out of animals versus humans, we're still animals, which one or the other stays on Earth around our family members, I would say the pets do. That's the number one that I see. Usually the humans just want to cross over and go home. They just want to rest, whereas the pets do not want to go. And the angels are trying to kind of talk to them and coax them over like it's time to go, but the animal ain't having it. It's staying for however long it wants to. And no one there is making the animal cross over. Nobody's making them, okay? Oh, isn't that great? Your little pug's sitting next to you. I love that. Okay, so the changes that include in the mind, I'm going to channel my guardian angel on that, and we're going to see what she has to say, okay? All right, let's see. You feel more relaxed, more decompressed, happier, more uplifted. The frequency of the animal or the pet of choice helps you improve your mood, improve your thoughts, improve your mindset. If we want to look at improving, being lifting upwards, feeling better, okay? This is why it's very wise to get a pet, especially if you have had trauma in your lifetime, PTSD, depression. This is why it's so wise to get an animal, okay, of choice. But she's also talking about it's not just about getting a pet, but it's also about what are you watching, what are you listening to, as far as the news or broadcasts or even the music that you're listening to. Is it uplifting or otherwise? The foods that you're eating carry a vibrational frequency, including the water you drink. And this also impacts and affects your energy. So it is very wise to order spring water to your door. They've been on me about spring water for 16 years now, okay? It's been one of the main things that they want me to talk about even during my workshops and my courses. What is the water that you're drinking? And are you drinking enough of it? Why? Because water is a conduit for energy. And also your body is made up of how much water? Does anybody have the answer to that? A lot. It's very high percentage. It's not 2%. It ain't 5%. Okay? It's something along the lines of 71%. So drinking enough water, such as 8 to 10 glasses a day, is very important, especially if you're looking to lift and raise your vibrational frequency. Okay? And so that is a conduit for energy. That's why you'll always see me drinking water when I'm channeling, because it can warm me up when I'm channeling, and also the water helps cool me down, and the water is also a conduit for energy. Yes, so if we're wanting to learn how to channel the animals, if we're wanting to lift our frequency, if we're wanting to channel energy, period, we're going to look at what am I eating, what am I drinking, what are my predominant thoughts, what am I watching, what am I reading, who am I listening to, whose energy am I around. You know, they always say that your closest friends, if you have a look at the people you spend time with and that you hang around the most, that'll probably give you a good indicator as to approximately what your frequency is and where it's at. Okay, so anything else we want to talk about in regards to the mind? If you have the funds and the time to spend with an animal, and it would be a benefit for you to help lift your frequency, make you feel better, please do so. If your home life situation is not stable, you're not able to, say for example with a dog, take it out for a walk twice a day. They're on me about this too. A dog gets walked twice a day, not once or twice a week. It's twice a day. And then if we can't go for twice a day, we go for once a day, and then chase it around in the backyard and get it moving. The animals are meant to move. Their bodies are meant to move. Okay. She keeps emphasizing that. So it's really important that we have the right home life and condition to get a pet. If we think that it might be a temporary fit or that changes might come about in our future, it's probably best to wait on getting a pet. All right, so what happens in the heart or the heart space when we have a pet and we are connecting with our pet? She says the first thing is just by having a pet in your home, it helps to transmute the heaviness in the home. So the animal transmutes. That's what the animal does. Similar or like an empath. We always talk about empaths transmuting. Animals do this. And she's talking about all animals do this. They are natural transmuters. That's really cool. I've never heard that, but it makes sense, doesn't it? So as far as having an animal in the home, automatically the home gets transmuted. The animal's constantly transmuting. She's talking about the animal can pick up on our emotions, will come around, and if we're not feeling good, and help lift us up, and you know, cuddle or just be there or watch us or just be in the room, helping to transmute, helping to show that it's there for us. Okay. She's talking about our heart chakra, which is a brilliant green right in the center of your chest, opening and expanding, okay, and getting larger and more light frequency that is able to pool forth into the body. And she's not just talking about pooling through into the body, but more open to allow the frequency, the energy to come and go in and out of the body. So she's just smiling at me and doing this. They love to work on the heart chakra. Our heart chakra is being open and flowing and good. Oh, the angels are so happy when this is happening. And energetically, okay? Again, we start with the animal transmuting any heaviness in the home, but also the animal, she's showing me our aura or our auric field around the body being altered and affected by having a pet in the home. And this is a two-way street, she says. It's yours and the pet's that gets impacted and affected around the body. The energy shifts and morphs into a higher energy. Oh, okay. It lifts and raises, but it also expands outward more. Okay. So your auric field opens and brightens and expands out more so. So these are all very good things, she's saying with a smile on her face. Okay, all of it is so good, so good. She wants to say that all animals are a blessing They chose to come here to Earth to be with us, to help us in many different ways, in many different capacities. Some of the animals have chosen, some of the animals are choosing lifetimes that aren't around humans as often, and some are choosing to, as she's saying with a smile, coupling up with their owners and being very close and very connected to the point where they sleep in our bed, they eat our food, and they take over our homes. And I think she's saying that comically, but that's the truth of it, isn't it? Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, she's ready to take a few of your questions. So if you have any questions for my guardian angel, Agnes, feel free to type them into the comments, okay? Oh my God, that's just too funny. I can hear Jesus pop in behind me. And he just said right into the back of my head, "You're doing brilliantly." That was really nice. Thank you. Oh, I love it. All right. So feel free to ask away any questions. I love that. If you have any questions. All right. Oh, yeah. Great question. Great question. Can animals assist you in manifesting? I just get big yeses all the way around. When you're in a good feeling place, when you feel content, when you feel at peace, this is when you give thought to that which you wish to create more of, or anything new that you would like to create. The animal's presence in your home is already doing its work. Okay, so it's just a matter of being in a good feeling place, preferably, and then giving thought to that which you wish to manifest. You can write down a list of what you want to manifest, and then everybody's going to read it and get busy and start helping you manifest it into your reality, including your soul, your higher self, okay, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, the rest of your angels on your team, probably some archangels, okay. Now, do the souls of animals help us to manifest and create that which we desire? It's more helping to uplift and raise our frequency and transmute any low vibrational or heavy frequency in the home and also within us. Okay, so that's the predominant focus of the pet. Is like, how about when we have a horse versus a dog, for example? Is there any difference there? She says a lot of the animals have 3 basic main thought forms that rotate in their minds. So they're not really thinking about helping us manifest per se directly. It's more energetically. So I think she thinks this is funny because she's kind of making me laugh, and she's kind of laughing. One is food. That's the #1 motivator for pets, okay, or animals, period. Food is it. That's it, okay? And rest or sleeping, okay? And then brushing, grooming, scratching, massaging. She says, for most, not bath time though. So you always see those videos online where the dog's hooked its paws on the door, or somebody trying to wash their cat. Oh my God. I remember my aunt saying, "I'm going to have somebody come over and bathe and clip the cats." I said, "Why would you do that?" She goes, "I'm not going to try and do it." I said, "I get it." So yes, there we have it. Okay, so Faith is asking, have some of our pets reincarnated with us in other lives as other beings? For instance, my cat now maybe was my dragon in another lifetime. Agnes is like, dragon, cat. Energetically, vibrationally, it's pretty broad. But a cat incarnating again as a specific breed of dog, like a Shimu from Japan, or another cat, another breed of cat. Yes. Now she wants to talk about, say, a lion or a tiger incarnating as a cat. Again, the frequency is quite different or broad. So usually everyone tries to assist on the other side to ensure that it's a comfortable, more balanced journey coming to Earth. So in regards to your cat, yes, as a cat previously in other, she'll call it experiences. We call it incarnations. Okay. Yes. I think she's still cracking one. I never usually see her like laugh like this much, but it's like if we had an elephant and we had a rhinoceros, that would be a closer match with energy, size, determination, experiences through lifetimes, intuitively, instinctively remembering where food sources are or how to get them, how to get to where you need to go. There might be an overlap of incarnations from one to the other she's talking about, but a cat, say, to a rhinoceros or a elephant, that would not be wise. Okay. Oh my gosh. Do fish in the ocean help to flow the energy? Oh, she's saying yes. Absolutely yes. Their own energy and also light frequency that easily flows through the ocean currents. So you have the ocean, which is water, which is flowing energy as it is. And now we have, she's talking about it being salt water, which is even more of a conduit of carrying energy. And then you have all the creatures that flow through the oceans carrying the light frequency. And she's also making mention that there are creatures in the oceans that we are not commonly familiar with at this time. There are still creatures in the oceans that we are unaware of, but will come to light more and more so in the future. Okay, so different types of breeds, or different types of, if we want to call it that, so different types that we didn't know about, and also completely new species that we didn't know about. And some of us suspect, but we don't know for sure. Okay. Yeah, how fascinating. All right, everyone. You guys know that there's 1 week left. The animal workshop is coming October 14th until the 16th. There's going to be 5 live practice sessions and teaching. So it's not just practice, but it's also teaching sessions and a lot of pre-recorded material to work from as well. If you'd like to go to KristinDaviesMedium.com and check it out, it'll be $145. And it's coming in 1 week. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.